Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your weekend. We also have your Boredom Busters coming up, but first, our top story. South Dakota veterans have mixed feelings about President Trump's executive order that changes the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Trump says the new name will project a tougher image for the U.S. military, but a Sioux Falls Army veteran who served in Afghanistan says the name change will work only up to a point.
Other countries might not want to mess with a country with Department of War. But I personally enjoyed DOD, Department of Defense. I just kind of grew up with that.
A Sioux Falls Vietnam veteran we spoke with says he has no problems with the name change, adding that it's more of a bureaucratic move than an overhaul of the military. However, Leroy Burnt says the name change will still likely cost the Pentagon millions of dollars in added expenses with the transition. Now, Congress still needs to give its approval, and lawmakers on Capitol Hill are proposing legislation to make that name change official. The South Dakota DCI's determined an officer-involved shooting that included a hostage situation was justified. Investigators say it started with a report of an intoxicated man firing a gun on the Cheyenne River Reservation, followed by a high-speed chase that extended into Stanley and Haakon counties. Authorities eventually stopped Chase Looking Horse using spike strips. Investigators say he then exchanged gunfire with officers, took a woman hostage, stole a vehicle, and forced the woman to drive. Authorities stopped him again with the help of spike strips. At that point, the report says Looking Horse got out of the vehicle and pointed his gun at the woman's head. The report says a trooper shot and killed him.
I think the takeaway is that law enforcement statewide, tribal, federal, local, all work together to save a hostage, protect the public. It's unfortunate that Looking Horse had to be killed in the process.
The woman taken hostage was unharmed and no one from law enforcement was hurt. Doctors in South Dakota want to reassure patients that vaccinations are safe after the state of Florida announced this week a plan to phase out all childhood vaccine mandates. Doctors at Avera and Sanford Health are encouraging people to stay up to date with their immunizations. Avera physician Dr. Chad Turi says there can be economic benefits to getting vaccinated as well.
I always remind people there's, when you get influenza or if you get sick from pneumonia, that's usually time out of work. If kids get sick, that's time out of school. For most parents, that means they're home with kids as well.
Both hospitals acknowledge that some controversy still exists surrounding vaccines. They encourage patients to ask their doctor any questions that they may have. Let's take our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Scott Munt in the Storm Center. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Perry. Good morning, everybody. Cool day today. Temperatures will reach the 60s and 70s for afternoon highs. We'll have numbers in the 70s this afternoon into western South Dakota. 72 our forecast high in Rapid City, around 68 in Pierre, but notice the low to maybe the middle 60s. They'll be found across eastern South Dakota, Minnesota, and northwestern Iowa. This all happens with light northwest winds. All the more details on your forecast coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Scott. An event is taking place in Harrisburg today for an all-car and canine lovers. The Atlas Social at Union Social is a cars and coffee event, but organizers are also partnering with the Sioux Falls Area Humane Society to host a dog adoption as well.
A lot of car people have girlfriends or boyfriends, and they don't always have interests in cars. So I thought, well, what better aspect to get another great community out here with having Humane Society and also getting something for everyone.
Car types can range from domestic muscle cars to the cool car you keep in your garage. We've posted more information on the event here on KELOLAND.com. More than 230 artists, crafters, and vendors will be featured during the Sidewalk Arts Festival in downtown Sioux Falls. The free festival runs from 9 to 5 p.m. in the streets surrounding the Washington Pavilion. The arts showcased include paintings, pottery, and photography. There will also be kids' activities and food vendors. The festival is one of the pavilion's biggest fundraisers of the year. It's the final day of the Eastside Lutheran Church's annual rummage sale. You can still find plenty of bargains in the church parking lot at downtown Sioux Falls. The hours are 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. A block party takes place at 11 a.m. that will include live music, games, and free hot dogs. The Freedom Festival at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance includes live music and kids' activities capped off with a fireworks show. The hours are 4 to 10 p.m. The cost is $10, with all proceeds going to Midwest Honor Flight. The Veterans Community Project is hosting a poker run. Check-in will be from 11 a.m. to noon at the VCP Village in Sioux Falls. All vehicles are welcome. It costs $30 to ride. Notaboom RV south of Sioux Falls is hosting a Touch a Truck event that includes fire trucks, law enforcement vehicles, tractors, semis, and campers on display from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will also be food trucks and bounce houses for kids. Admission is free. And racing wraps up for the year at the High 90 Speedway in Hartford with the season championship. Gates open at 5, hot laps are at 6:30, and the races start at 7. Admission is $20, $10 for children, and free for ages 12 and under. Scott?
And in weather for today, it will be a cool day. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s. We'll have 70-degree weather across western South Dakota. As we look at Futurecast, 5 o'clock this afternoon, trying to develop some cloud cover in eastern Kettle-Land, but we'll stay dry. And as we go through this evening, the sun sets. We'll watch the cloud cover go away. Mostly clear conditions in our forecast for tonight as high pressure comes in from the north and northwest. We'll have temperatures in the middle 30s in eastern Kettle-Land for tomorrow morning, so patchy frost will be possible. And then we'll start to warm tomorrow with a southerly wind, and this warming trend will continue right into the new work week. Forecast for today showing temperatures in the 60s and 70s for afternoon highs. Keep in mind these temperatures tonight as we fall to the middle 30s across eastern Kettle-Land, but it will be warmer for tomorrow with highs in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. And you can always check the details of the 7-day forecast while you're here online. Have a great weekend.